This is tyranny. This is dictatorial. This is an oligarch in charge of the government, and there is not a single Republican who's going to say anything. I am back, not in the United States. I am in a hotel room in Osaka, Japan, but I'm going to be doing this weird job that I do from Japan. The first thing I want to talk about is I want to thank Garrison Hayes for being willing to and doing an exemplary job of guest hosting for me for the last 5 days. I really appreciate it a lot. This is a very goofy job. It is not normal. And to ask somebody who doesn't do this type of content and with the intensity of the schedule, it was a heavy lift for anybody to get used to. So thank you very much, Garrison. I love and appreciate you very much. And I think by the virtue of all of the comments that I read, the audience does too. If you're not already, go subscribe to Garrison Hayes' channel. There will be a link below. He does an amazing job at what he does, and he should be compensated with your appreciation. Anyway, let's start today talking about Donald Trump, the President of the United States, the grifter in chief, who is attempting to loot the treasury. Donald Trump is a megalomaniacal tyrant who is using violent, masked, secret police to kidnap migrants off of our streets, to hold hostage, take hostages of American citizens, detaining them because they didn't look American. He's invading and occupying our cities using the United States military. He's literally demolishing the White House to construct a grand palace, a ballroom for himself, using $250 million to do so. And now, this same tyrant is going to loot the treasury to pay himself, to punish the American taxpayer and our justice system for investigating his many crimes. And that looting is also to the tune of $250 million. And largely, the media is asleep at the wheel in this moment. Get a load of this headline from the New York Times. Trump said to demand the Justice Department pay him $230 million for past cases. Senior department officials who were defense lawyers for the president and those in his orbit are now in jobs that typically must approve any such payout, underscoring potential ethical conflicts. Potential ethical conflicts, says the gray lady, says the paper of record, the New York Times. Potential ethical conflicts. Donald Trump committed crimes. He was convicted of nearly 36 felonies. He would have been convicted of more. He acts as though the lawful search warrants that were issued by a judge, that was lawfare against him, that any consequence that comes his way is unfair, our toddler-in-chief says. And now he wants to be paid. He wants to loot the treasury of $250 million to enrich himself even more. The oligarch that we have as President of the United States. This should be a wake-up call for corporate Democrats, for mainstream Democrats, for Republicans who claim to be patriots, and for the mainstream media. Get a load of this article. President Trump is demanding that the Justice Department pay him about $230 million in compensation for the federal investigations into him, according to people familiar with the matter, who added that any settlement might ultimately be approved by senior department officials who defended him or those in his orbit. He's going to utilize his personal attorneys, guys like Todd Blanche, who defended him in court as a private litigant, as a private attorney, to pay him. He's put them in positions of great power in the Department of Justice. For what? Donald Trump committed crimes, allegedly. There was a natural, normal, legal process to investigate those crimes. Remember, he absconded with such secret documents, such highly sensitive national security secrets, that they couldn't be generally described in public in the media. That's how top secret they were. And he had them in a bathroom in Mar-a-Lago, on a stage in Mar-a-Lago, in just document boxes for any asshole to go and look through, to peruse. And now, because of his crime, because of the investigation into his crime, he's going to enrich himself with our tax dollars to the tune of $250 million. The same amount as his palatial ballroom that he's constructing. The situation has no parallel in American history, as Mr. Trump, a presidential candidate, was pursued by federal law enforcement and eventually won the election, taking over the very government that must now review his claims. It is also the starkest example yet of potential ethical conflicts. Potential ethical conflicts. Potential. It's potential. It's not an ethical conflict, but it's a potential ethical conflict, says the New York Times, created by installing the president's former lawyers atop the Justice Department. Mr. Trump submitted complaints through an administrative claims process that often is the precursor to lawsuits. The first claim, lodged in late 2023, seeks damages for a number of purported violations to his rights, including the FBI and special counsel investigation into Russian election tampering and possible connections to the 2016 Trump campaign. You'll remember, by the way, I'll cut this off mid-sentence, you'll remember that Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., the smarter of the two dopey older sons, he met with a Russian national named Natalia Veselnitskaya. You'll remember this. He admitted, and the purpose of the meeting was to try to obtain dirt on Hillary Clinton. There was a Russian connection between the campaign and Russian nationals. To act like there wasn't is just a fool's errand. It is folly. It is conspiracy theory. It is the construction of an alternate reality. We'll finish this sentence here. According to people familiar with the matter, they spoke on the condition of anonymity because the claim has not been made public. The second complaint, filed in the summer of 2024, accuses the FBI of violating Mr. Trump's privacy by searching Mar-a-Lago, his club, and residence in Florida in 2022 for classified documents. It also accuses the Justice Department of malicious prosecution in charging him with mishandling sensitive records as he left office. The things I've just explained. Now, yesterday in the Oval Office, there was a celebration of Diwali, and he was asked questions about this. And being that he is addled, being that he is in cognitive decline, he is slowly slipping away before our eyes. No one in the mainstream media seems to be saying anything about it, reporting anything about it, calling it what it is. Where's Jake Tapper when you need him? Paging Jake Tapper. He was asked about it. And in the most confused fashion, one, he can't hear, which is also a precursor to dementia. He can't hear what? What's this? What are you saying? I'm being compensated. I don't know what you're talking about. Then they get to the question, and he finally figures it out and answers.
I'm asking the Justice Department to look into the federal investigations into you and look for compensation, and how much are you asking for?
Who's asking for what?
Are you asking the Justice Department to pay you compensation for
compensation?
Your federal investigations into you? Are you asking them to pay compensation, and how much?
Into me? I don't get any compensation. I do it for nothing. I gave up my salary. Into me?
No, it's going to be the Justice Department. Are you asking them to pay you compensation for the federal investigations that happened to you? And how much are you asking for?
Well, I guess they probably owe me a lot of money for that. Probably, yeah, that's true. That's very interesting. No, I get no salary. I gave up my salary. It's a good salary. Not as much as these guys make, but that's okay. It's a lot of money. And I don't, as you know, I didn't take it in the first 4 years. I'm not taking it in these 4 years either. But as far as all of the litigation and everything that's been involved, yeah, they probably owe me a lot of money. But if I get money from our country, I'll do something nice with it, like give it to charity or give it to the White House while we restore the White House. And we're doing a great job in the White House. As you know, the ballroom is under construction. It's going to be, they've been trying to get it for 150 years. And it's really, I think it's going to be fantastic. But
that's just a confused old man. Grandpa not getting his shit together, figuring out the question in the Oval Office. Caitlin Collins had to bear down, get a little clarification, and his answer was troubling, to say the least.
You're just very good.
Just follow up on her question to you, because the New York Times is reporting that your legal team is seeking $230 million from your own Justice Department now in response to the investigations into you. Is that something you want your legal team to do?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't even talk to them about it. All I know is that they would owe me a lot of money, but I'm not looking for money. I'd give it to charity or something. I would give it to charity, any money. But look, what they did, they rigged the election. And as you know, we had, in one case, 60 Minutes had to pay us a lot of money. George Slobodanopoulos had to pay us a lot of money. And they already paid. You know, they paid me a lot of money because what they did was wrong. And, you know, when somebody does what's wrong. Now, with the country, it's interesting because I'm the one that makes the decision, right? And, you know, that decision would have to go across my desk. And it's awfully strange to make a decision where I'm paying myself. In other words, did you ever have one of those cases where you have to decide how much you're paying yourself in damages? But I was damaged very greatly, and any money that I would get, I would give to charity.
He's just saying it. He's just admitting openly, I run the government. I can do what I want. I can pay myself what I want. I can have a grievance against the government as President of the United States and use the treasury, which is under my control, to pay myself $250 million. People are abused by police departments all over this country and have to fight and scrape to get recompense, to get payment for their aggrievement, for their abuse, for their violations of their civil rights. Yet Donald Trump, because he controls the treasury, he can do what he wants. This is tyranny. This is dictatorial. This is an oligarch in charge of the government, and there is not a single Republican who's going to say anything. They whine and complain about fraud, waste, and abuse. Is this not the most wild case of fraud, waste, and abuse that you can think of? That's where I'll leave you. I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below this video wherever you're watching it, whether that be Facebook or YouTube. If you're on Facebook, like and follow the Dollemore Daily over there. If you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. We are trying furiously to get to 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and with your help, I can do that. If you want to sound off, do it in the comments, or you can call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I am so glad to be back. Look, there's no good time to take a work/vacation trip. That's what this is. There's no good time during a Trump administration. There's always a breakneck pace of the news, but I'm happy to be back, and I hope you are too. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another. The holidays are once again upon us, and with them, seasonal task lists. As a business owner, you might be thinking about how to handle design and marketing for holiday products that you intend to sell, or who you might have to hire to staff up for the busy shopping season, or how to find the right people to jump from the shadows in that terrifying haunted house that you've built. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, the best way to find your perfect match for your role is on ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Dollemore. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can instantly unlock top candidates' info with over 320,000 new resumes every month. Your options are enormous. You can find out right away how many job seekers are qualified for your job in your area. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Don't let holiday hiring be your boogeyman. Let ZipRecruiter find the right people for your roles, seasonal or otherwise. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Dollemore. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Dollemore. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.